Hey everyone, my name is DeAndre Nunez, and the title of this teaching is called Influence. We live in an age where there are these people called influencers. You can be an influencer and get paid to be an influencer. All I know is, I don't know too much about it, but all I know is that there are people on the internet, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, that have certain amounts of followers, and corporations will pay them to promote their products, to promote their whatever clothing, their businesses, and they use that person's influence to make money or to affect people. So essentially, influence, generally speaking, is the power to affect people, the power to affect people's lives. And so everybody has influence. Everybody has the ability to influence, some more than others. People in general want influence, essentially meaning that they want the power to affect other people. They want the power to affect other people. There's nothing wrong with wanting influence, power to affect other people. But the key thing is, what are you wanting to influence people to do? That's the key. What do you want to influence people to do? What do you want to influence people to do? And this is the key of what I'm talking about in this video. What do you want to influence people to do? Do you want to influence people towards godliness, towards righteousness, towards right living, right thinking, right? Or do you want to influence people to wickedness, to death? Death is essentially, it's either life or death. It's either life or death. Life or death. You're influencing people to life, or you're influencing people to death. I'll give an example. Something that is influencing people today in this 2024 is rap music, and how it has a heavy influence on people. Is rap music, hip hop music. It's an easy example. Most rap music, most hip hop music today, popular rap music, hip hop music, is influencing people towards death, dying. Influencing people to do drugs, influencing people to be promiscuous, influencing people to be angry, influencing people to be spiteful, influencing people to do heinous things, influencing people to hate, to be aggressive, to be lazy, to manipulate. This is what hip hop music, rap music does. It influences people to do these things, and it influences people essentially to death, Me, as a Christian, I've decided in my life to influence people towards godliness, towards right living. Essentially, at the root, life. And so you have a decision to make in your life, whether what you want to influence people towards. And everybody has a sphere of influence. Everybody has a sphere of influence. Say you're a single home mom. Your influence is over your children. Over your children, you have an influence over them. And the question is, how are you going to influence them? To right living or to wrong living? To life or to death? That's the question. That's the question. What are you influencing people to do? There are whole celebrities that are influencing thousands and millions of people to commit wickedness. They're commit to go and commit sin, to go and do wicked things, influencing them towards death, towards wrong living. And the thing is, this is the thing, is that they will be held accountable for their influence. if they die and they don't repent, they will be held accountable for their influence. Accountable for their influence. Everyone will be rewarded a just reward, meaning that you will get paid for your work. 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 There were kings in the Old Testament who led their whole the Israelite people, the Hebrew people. There were kings that came into power that led the people into sin. They led the people into wickedness, and God held them accountable, punished them in accordance to that influence that they had, right? And so the same way that it is with the negative is the same way that it is with the positive. There were kings like King Hezekiah who led the people into righteousness, into right living, and they were rewarded as such. They were rewarded. They were rewarded. They were rewarded. They were paid justly, fairly for their work, for their influence. There are people that want to be celebrities. Many people, we live in an age, especially in America, that want to be celebrities. You want to be a celebrity. You want to have influence over masses. You want to have influence over people. You want to affect people. What do you want to influence them for? There are people that want to be leaders. Where do you want to lead people to? If you're leading people, you're going towards a direction. You're going somewhere. Where are you leading people to? Where are you going? Where do you want people to follow you to is very important. In 1 Corinthians 11, verse 1, Paul the apostle, he said, "Follow my example as I follow the example of Christ." So very plainly, Paul, an apostle, someone who lived his life for Jesus Christ, someone who was influencing people towards God. He followed Jesus. Jesus is perfect. He followed perfection. So his example, his blueprint, his direction was perfection. So he told people, follow me because I'm following perfection. I'm following after godliness. I'm following after life. So he said, follow me. He said, follow my example. That's what he said. He said, follow my example as I follow the example of Christ. That's the direction he's going, to perfection, to life. Where are you leading people? In your sphere of influence, whether it be your friends or your family or your children or your coworkers. What are you influencing people towards? I would advise you to influence people towards life. You will get a just reward. That's the end of my teaching. Hope you enjoyed it. Very short and sweet, but very needed.